Hi, how's it going, friends? I'm Darkoburi, the collector, and today we're going to do the unboxing of item 101 here on my channel. We're going to do the mystery unboxing of this mega box that just arrived for me today, the very day we're recording here in the Darkoburi Studios. I know it's not that mysterious. You just read it in the title and the description, so you already know what it's going to be. But as of today, my team that's here recording with me still doesn't know what we're talking about. So I'm going to briefly show the box here up front so you all can be the first to see it. First, I'm going to remove this part of the box that's in the way so we can see it. And now, let's do the reveal. This box is really heavy of the item we're going to unbox. 1, 2. Ready to see this unboxing of Vegeta vs. Android number 19. To do the unboxing of this piece, we're going to take a quick look at the box. And by quick, I actually mean very thorough, because this one has a lot of details. First, it has a little dent, but honestly, since the piece inside is well protected, I don't really mind. What matters more is this part here, which is the brand KD Collectibles, the company that made this collectible figure, which we call a diorama. In other words, these are high-quality statues or dioramas when they depict battle scenes, actual settings from the anime, or when the character is shown in a particular situation. What's interesting about this box, let's take a look, is that it features the part from the manga where this scene takes place. We already saw this in Dragon Ball Z during the prelude to the battle against Cell, when the androids appear. Here, I'll tell you a little more about the story. You probably already know it. It's been many years. But basically, that's what it is. I won't get into it now. I'll tell you a bit more about it later. But what's really interesting about this big box is this. If you look closely, it says Vegeta vs. Android 19, a limited edition of this diorama with only 150 pieces distributed worldwide. Here it shows who made it. We're going to give them a big thank you, and we'll check out the quality of the piece. We've already seen the front, and the last thing left is this side of the box, where you get a close-up of Android 19, the part with Vegeta, and where you can see the arms holding Vegeta, which are breaking apart. Without further ado, since this is a super special box, as you can see, it's huge. Let's do the unboxing of the figure very carefully. Why? Because since it's such a large piece, the box really takes up a lot of space. We're going to have a pretty big diorama. Let's do the official opening, and you all are going to see it before I do. Honestly, I haven't opened it yet. Let's take a look here. Here we open the lid, and I'm going to show you what's inside. Wow. Let's see, if you look here, it comes with let's take a look. We'll analyze it in detail in a moment. And here is its styrofoam box. It also comes with its ribbons. So I'm going to take it out. Why? To avoid handling so much bulk. And I'll see you in a bit to do the unboxing of the inside. Here's another surprise. I'm telling you all, pay more attention to the details. Here's another piece. If you notice what it says about the collectibles, here is KD Collectibles. Let's take it out. Honestly, I hadn't seen it before. This unboxing is completely brand new for both you and me. Before taking out the figure, let's take a closer look at the little card that came here. As we can see, it says it's item 101. That's why I mentioned 150 earlier. And here comes a thank you note. We're going to do a close-up so you can read it. But basically, here are friends from Natsukashi Creation, and as you can see here, KD Collectibles says, thank you. It says, subscribe to the KDC page, which we're going to do as soon as possible, and I hope you all give their page a like too. It says you can now check, step by step, the construction of your figure. There's this little bag to store our card, and now we have our card that validates our piece. And finally, they send us this part, which is, let's say, a mini poster diorama of the battle scene where Vegeta is fighting Android 19, which is where this battle takes place. here it has a Velcro that lets you close it again in case of... Why? Because with the ones from Sim, they come with a ribbon, which is also really impressive. But with this, you make sure your piece is completely sealed. So let's remove both Velcros and open the box. I'm going to take all this out so it doesn't get in our way, and let's check out the piece to start assembling it. Once we remove the straps and all the Velcro it came with, it comes in two parts. This is the bottom part of the piece, and this is the top part. This is the first piece I've gotten that comes with this protective cloth so the piece doesn't get damaged. Let's take off this little blanket so our piece doesn't get cold, or well, so it does get cold, and let's reveal the first part of the unboxing. As you can see, it's really heavy. These are very delicate pieces, so I don't want them to fall over there. But one of the surprises is that it comes with the charger right here. That means the base is going to have lighting. On this side, as you know, the part with Vegeta, the arms, and the rest will come out. So let's start the unboxing here with the base of Android number 19, checking out the details and talking a little bit about the story of Dragon Ball. As we've always said here on the Darkoburi channel, and like Jack the Ripper says, let's take it one piece at a time. Let's take out the base. This little base is actually pretty heavy. If you notice, we're going to do the unboxing right here. I'm going to remove the bag. And now, let's see what this base actually comes with. Different things. Here we can see that it has spikes. Literally, they're not just bases where you insert things anymore, but it has spikes and grooves built into the piece itself to fit the other parts together. Here you can see we have Dragon Ball Z, the dragon, in black, the colors here. And each of these bases is where the lights turn on. And a special part, here's our switch. If you look, it's right here. Once we finish assembling it, we'll turn it on, of course, but let's keep going with the build. Here we have a piece, let's call it a verse. So, what's going on? They're in the middle of a fight, so these clouds of smoke are created. Let's leave it here for now so we can take out all the pieces. And let's get this one out too, which is also super heavy. Alright, here we go. And the last pieces are, here, the connector that goes to the light. There's nothing else inside. Let's set it aside. And now, very carefully, let's take out this android. Here comes the android, which has already arrived, without a head. What can I tell you about this piece? Honestly, its weight surprises me. It's not like the Gara we unboxed here on the Darkoburi channel, which you can find right here. It's actually really heavy for a resin figure. Now, wow, how cool. Alright, let's take a look here, before putting the lid on, at how the brain looks. We have the android after fighting Goku and stealing his energy. If you remember, Goku was suffering from a heart disease. During that illness, Trunks from the future shows up and tells him, "You're going to die. Take the medicine." But like a true Mexican, Goku didn't take it because he felt fine. And right in the fight against Android 19, he starts feeling sick until all his energy is stolen. Then Vegeta comes to the rescue and really starts giving it to Android 19. So let me put it together, and I'll keep telling you more of the story in a moment. Yes. The spikes that stick out are for planting the foot. On this foot, there was only a groove. There isn't really anything to actually fit it in. And this part here, do you see it? Just gently, with a little pressure, it goes in place. The parts we can see here do have a magnet. It's just a matter, as I've told you in the other pieces, of seeing what the size is and then we put it in. There. Once it's set, the piece stays in place, held by the magnet. Obviously, if you use a little force, that's how it comes off. Same thing, if you use a little force, it magnetizes. So, here's the first part, Android 19, with his big cheeks. We'll check him out with Vegeta in a bit, with his blue eyes. Honestly, the paint job is amazing, really, just amazing. You can't even imagine it. and it's completely, well, covered in all the dry snow that came with the figure. The arm section here, where the groove is a combination of fitting and magnet. Some figures, in particular, use only magnets. These KD Collectibles figures are going to have these two parts. On both sides of the arms, there's a groove, and here on the cheeks, there's just the groove. So let's take out the other pieces, which are the ground, Vegeta, and the Endred's arm parts. So stay tuned. I'm going to clean up this part of the set, and we'll keep going with this amazing unboxing. And now, since I brought this part of the set to life, let's take out the rest of the pieces. Here's this part of the diorama, which is the ground. Let's see where it goes, because sometimes I can't figure it out. Let's check down here. It's like a little puzzle, almost like a giant Lego. Here, if you look, it's in place now. It completes this part of the ground. Here comes a mega piece of ground. Let's take a look at it here. By piece of ground, I don't mean it's made of sand. It's just a smooth piece of resin. If you look, it's super cool. It has the effect of dust swirling, like a cloud over the ground. Let's remember a bit about the fight. What happens with this android? Like I said, he was fighting Vegeta, and then Vegeta starts getting slapped around and says, "Is that all you've got? I mean, don't you have anything more?" We see a bit of Vegeta's story, how he felt bad, how he felt left behind by Goku, because Goku was able to transform into a Super Saiyan. And Vegeta said, "He may be the legendary Super Saiyan, but I am the Prince of the Saiyans. How did that insect manage to surpass me?" He trains, and trains. There comes a moment of frustration, hatred, and now real anger, and Vegeta transforms into the legendary Super Saiyan. He comes into the fight full of confidence, sees that Goku is defeated, and says, "I finally surpassed Kakarot," also known as Son Goku. And what happens? Our friend the android gives him a real beating. What? Because this android, specifically number 19 and number 20, who is Dr. Makijero, the one who created him, had the special ability to absorb powers with his hands. If you notice, he took Yamcha to the brink of death, so to speak, and he was saved by a Senzu bean. Goku was also given a Senzu bean, but remember that the Senzu bean doesn't cure illnesses, it only heals battle wounds. So, it didn't cure Goku's heart disease. Until what happened? He collapses in battle, and they give him one because he had been hit really hard. Piccolo gets shot twice in the eyes by Dr. Gero and is already fighting him. He even says to him, "Hey, they designed you really well. You've got a little blood right here." Suddenly, he grabs him and says, "I'm not letting you go now. Now I finally have a way to drain all your energy." Right now, as I'm here showing off the story, you can see how it all comes together. You don't have to be a genius to figure out how it fits. But anyway, here we put it together, and now we have our chubby, cheerful, well-equipped guy. And he says, "I'm not letting you go anymore." Our friend, the Prince of the Saiyans, the most arrogant of all the Z warriors. And honestly, he's really strong. Just look at this incredible piece. Do you see the blue, the shading, the armor he's wearing, which is classic for Saiyan warriors under Frieza's forces, so to speak? All the battle effects, and that's even when he wasn't damaged. Look at all these details and check out the expression on his face. Now let's do a close-up of his facial expression. A confident person who's saying, "Now your luck has finally run out." Here we can see all the muscle definition, the boots, which are also classic Saiyan style, and the whole suit, now in Vegeta's signature blue. Super Saiyan 1 form, Vegeta. Even his eyes are green here. They didn't miss a single detail, just like with Android 19 and Vegeta in his Super Saiyan Phase 1. Our friends at KD Collectibles really didn't overlook a single detail. The truth is, a piece of 100. And what does Vegeta say to him? Don't worry. Don't let go of me. And then the other guy is just like, well, I'm not going to let go of you. And he says, are you sure? I'm sure. Well, don't let go of me. Don't let go. Don't let go. Until the moment comes when he snaps his little hands. Here's one little hand. What's interesting is that the cables come so you can fit them in separately. I'm going to take out the other hand over here on this side. Let's see. I'm going to clean this part. I'll start putting them in. If you notice, the wires that go into the android's hand are even numbered here. I'm going to clear this up. I'll put the wires in first, and I'll finish by attaching the hands so Vegeta can say, then, don't let go of me. What does it conclude? That's the only thing the android had. This is the android's broken hand. It had 2 red circles, and with those, it absorbed the opponent's energy. It absorbed a Kamehameha from Goku, absorbed the powers, and was draining his energy. And Vegeta says, it's amazing, you take your opponent's energy and use it yourself to fight. But there was a limit, because Dr. Maki Jero did say when he absorbed Goku that he had already absorbed all the energy he could. And then Vegeta shows up and says goodbye to his arms. So stay here, we're going to put these parts together, and now, in a very close close-up, we'll take a look at the whole Vegeta versus number 19 piece. We've finished assembling the entire piece, and here is our fight number 19 against Vegeta. And Vegeta, as we can see, is absolutely ruthless. The expression on his face is just incredible. Now let's talk about the pros of this figure. First, the base looks spectacular with its Dragon Ball Z logo. Now that we've connected it, let's turn it on. We'll turn it on here, and in a moment we'll show you a close-up. Each of the Dragon Balls is included in the part that lights up below, right here on our base. It finishes here with the 7 Dragon Ball, and over here it starts with 1 star, 2 stars, 3 stars, and so on. If you notice, it turns on and off. Vegeta, who we've already shown off quite a bit starting with the gloves, with that bluish texture you can see when Android 19's gloves get ripped off. Vegeta's suit, which looks damaged from the fight. All the scenery with smoke is what they call the diorama, which is the recreation or setup of the scene where Vegeta is here, obviously fighting against the android. If you look, the android, already beaten up, also has torn pants. It's super cool. And the texture and color they use for the pants make them look dirty. However, the resin in our piece here doesn't actually have any dirt on it. It's just the effect of the paint. Obviously, the android has already fought Goku, has been through Earth several times, has been thrown around, and ended up like this. So here, the pants are torn on this side, torn in the back as well, and his little white shoes look a bit like clown shoes. Here are the black laces, all dirty, all stained. He still has the sash he used to wear and this button, which is very much in the Japanese style of his jacket. Let's remember that they are from the Red Ribbon Army, or the Red Ribbon Patrol. Here's his brain, if you notice. Let's see, it was something that made me curious just now while I was connecting it, whether the brain would light up. Most likely it doesn't. I'm going to check. No, the whole top part doesn't light up anymore. Obviously, there's no connection for the figure to light up. The little vest, if you notice, is really nice. Here, everything is torn around the shoulders, and here everything is stretched out. And you can see how the cables pull on each other, which is the part they had. Honestly, they left it really tough for us. It was a real task, having to figure out which thing went with what. And here we can see all the texture on the suit, how everything looks assembled, hyper-realistic, all the way up to the cheeks. Here we're going to see a close-up of the cheeks where they're being stepped on. Remember, the character was fat, but he was still an android with synthetic skin. It got a lot better with Android 16, 17, and 18. And later on in the video games, they even introduced number 21. So, here is our white-skinned character. Let's just say it, white-skinned, not the classic look, white-skinned. who is now being destroyed. And now comes the most interesting part. Vegeta breaks his arms, and this android starts to get terrified. They didn't know that androids could have feelings. There was even a part where he was crawling across the ground. Hey, you can fly. He climbed, started running, and Vegeta unleashed a special attack. If you liked this scene or didn't like it, leave a comment and tell us which fight you enjoyed most in the Cell Saga. This was impressive because, for the first time, they show the Prince of the Scions with that kind of power and now, that real desire for destruction. He says that when they turn into Super Scions, they become more violent, they want more blood, they want to fight more. Leave it in the comments. Remember to check out all our social media. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, we're on TikTok, and of course, we're on YouTube. Go visit each and every one of our social media platforms. Leave your like, your comment, and share it with your friends. Leave us whatever you want there. If you want an unboxing, that too. Our friend Murdoch0405 asked for a shout out. Big shout out to you. Hope you're doing great. Thanks for being such a big fan. And to everyone who comments as well, thank you so much. Remember to check out our online store. We have a lot of products. Pick whichever one you want. Give it as a gift. Valentine's Day is coming up, so tell your best friend. Here's something from Darkoburi, the collector, who has awesome videos. Go check out the store right now and, as always, you know what to do. Darkoburi, peace out.